On this journey, we're heading to Thousand Island Lake. Let's go! Good. Right here we are at the parking lot of Mammoth. We had to park down the street because it was overfilled. But if you look at the street, this is where you can park your car overnight when you're taking the shuttle. This is where you buy the shuttle ticket and take the shuttle. This is how it looks, Mammoth. There's not too many parking spaces, but there's some. But first, we eat lunch.
They don't have as many flowers. Oh, they got flowers up there. It reminds me of Switzerland.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Yes, ma'am.
Take good pictures.
No doubt, I'll be thousands of them.
Back door.
No, I'm not worried about that. Just want to make sure so I need to count you as a backpacker. That's what's
Okay.
We just got off the shadow, and Agnew's Meadow, Trailhead, and Campground is where they dropped us off at, which is the first stop. And we're gonna start heading in.
So we just left the trailhead now, and we're on our way to Thousand Island Lake via PCT High Trail. Let's go!
Yeah!
All right, within a quarter mile, this is where it splits. You can go to River Trail straight ahead, or High Trail to the right. We're gonna take to the right over here because we're taking the High Trail. There's enough parking spaces, but taking a shuttle is always better because for the people that's gonna be coming for the weekend. How's it going, sir? And this is where the elevation starts. Here we are, about 1 mile in. We just got done with the first section of the switchbacks. There's about 10 switchbacks back and forth. And it was a little bit of incline, but not too bad. Here we are now, from right here, it just goes straight ahead, I believe. And then just gradually just goes up. There's a little bit of water crossing, but you don't need it yet. There's a lot of water on the way. So you don't have to really worry about starting off with a lot of water. You can always filter some water for yourself. But we're in 1 mile in. We are a little bit over 2.5 miles in. The first mile, you get shaded. You start into dense woods like this. And then after a little bit over a mile, you come exposed for a while. And you start catching some altitude. And I would say about a little bit over 2.25 miles. You start getting back into the dense woods over here. We were lucky enough to have a little bit of overcast, a little bit of wind, so it's keeping us cool. And for water, about 2.25 ways in, there's a stream that runs through the whole area. So there you go, there's your water source information. And we're gonna keep on going. I think about a little bit over 3 miles is where we're gonna hit. We're still kind of leveling out a little bit. This is unreal. Wow. Look at this. The lake behind me. Look at that. Amazing. Wow. It kind of reminds me of hiking at the Glacier Point. It's beautiful here, man. With the snow caps, the humongous Alpine lake, waterfall flowing between it. This is amazing.
Good on time left, Dad. That's okay.
Fresh from the source, got her. Okay, let me give you guys a backdrop story on this hike. Last year when me and Scott went to Great Basin and backpacked over to Baker's Lake, we met these two older gentlemen. They had to be in their 50s or 60s, maybe late 60s. Anyways, we were talking to them and they told us all these places they've been. And one of the places they said that we must go is 1,000 Island Lake. So after we got back, I looked it up and I was like, well, this is something that me and Scott can do. You know, let's work on it, and this is what we're gonna do. And the whole year went on, and we've been kind of doing Cucamonga and other little peaks to get just this, so we can get some packs on our backs and some distance and some elevation. And now here we are, going to 1,000 Island Lake, and I gotta say, just to get there from High Trail, it is beautiful, man. I mean, look at the backdrop on this. This is gorgeous. The first 3 miles, yes, you get some elevation, you go up, but once you hit the about 3 1/4, it gets just almost flat, like a meadows, like a saddle. It just goes up and down, up and down. It's nice. It's beautiful. Look at the backdrop on this, man. I love it. Okay, we're about a little bit under 6 miles, and here comes a junction over here to do 1,000 Island Lake. You go left, Clark LKS to the right, and PCT to the left, and here we go. Let's go left. So let me give you guys a little story. Probably from a little bit under mile 3.5, you start getting exposed. You're at the meadows, and you go through some trees back and forth. But from mile 4 to 5 must be the best place for you to refill up on water, because there's good running water over there. There is some water between 4 and 5. 5 and 6. But it's the best way to fill up between 4 and 5, because there's better water flowing through. We're at mile 6. For us, we're lucky because it's overcast, so we don't have too much sun, and of course it depends on what time of the day you start hiking. But if you come middle of the day, just know that you're gonna have a lot of exposure, so beware of that. And you know, during the summer it gets pretty hot, so prepare yourself for that. We're here on July 3rd of 2025, and just to give you guys a heads up, we do run into a good handful of mosquitoes, so mosquitoes has started. All right, guys, see you guys about mile 7 or 8. No wood fire beyond this point.
I guess if we take the wood and move it down,
Yeah, I guess you could, but
it's not a good idea.
no.
Unless they have a pit kettle. I know there's a lot of fires.
We're about 7.5 miles in, and we got a big climb coming up. One thing I should let you know is that after 5 miles, there is no more water that I've seen so far. We're at 7.5, so make sure you guys fill up at 5 and prepare yourself to have no water, where you can filter water. I don't know for how long, but for a while. We're at 7.5 miles from 6.25, from 6.25 and 6.5, 6.5. There is an uphill coming, so prepare for that. So from about 6.5 miles and on to about when you hit about 8, it's gonna be mostly uphill. We're almost down to Thousand Island Lake, so we're pretty stoked about it. From mile 6.5, we've been kind of walking up towards the hills, which is nice. Gives you kind of a little bit of break from the sun. Right now we're heading towards the west, where the sun is setting over here behind the mountain. And we have about an hour-and-a-half window, 2 hours to get to the lake and set up camp. So here we go. Next one, Thousand Island Lake. Let's go. All right, here comes the junction for the river trail. This is the way you would have came up if you took the river trail up from where we started at Agnew Meadow. So here we are. This is the junction right here. If you go down over here, you go back down to the place where we started off. But if you took the river trail, you would have came up over here, met up at this section right here, and the climb happens. No, I think this is part of it. Alright guys, here we are, Thousand Island Lake. I think we got a perfect space over here to camp out for the night. It's windy, so we're trying to get behind the wall. And I think we found a good spot. There's Banner Creek right there. I'm in a little bit of rush to set up our tent, get food cooking and stuff before the sun goes down. So I see you guys soon. Alright guys, here we go, let's go! Number 2, we're packed up and ready to go. We're heading to Thousand Island Lake. Let's go! All right, as you're leaving on Thousand Island Lake, there's Banner's Peak right there. You come up to this junction right here. If you want to take Shadow Lake, go towards Shadow Lake, you take a right over here. If you go straight, that's where we came from. It's a high trail and a river trail. But we're taking Shadow Lake, so we're taking a right. So as you can see, here is a sign. Take a right. Not even a mile leaving Emerald Lake. About a mile and 1/10 of a mile. So a mile, a little bit over a mile. Ruby Lake. Oh wow, look how clear this one is. It's nice and blue.
Here.
All right, so we're about 2.5 miles from Thousand Island Lake, and this is the Garnet Lake. As far as the water sources, you're not gonna need a lot of water to carry, but you can always refill. You don't have to worry about that. But this is the Garnet Lake. Alright, leaving Garnet Trail, you gotta jump on the JMT. Downward Trail. Now, to the left, go to the right. That part shows up right after you cross the bridge, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. The trails are really, really well marked. Alright guys, here we are at the junction of Shadow Lake and Ediza Lake. We're going to Ediza Lake, so we're going to take a right. Over here, if you go to the left, you go to Shadow Lake. If you go to the right, you go to Ediza Lake. And tomorrow we'll be crossing over here to go back to the car. But here it is. Ediza Lake. So from Thousand Island Lake to down here, I have 5.25 miles. We shaded most of the way, so you don't have to worry about that. There wasn't too much water for the Garnet Lake to down here where the junction is, so make sure you guys fill up over there. But the whole time you guys in the woods, so it should be nice and shaded. Alright guys, we're gonna continue on. Oh, mosquitoes everywhere on these guys.
Almost there.
Almost there. You doing okay? You sure? Alright, we made it. Ediza Lake. Here we are. All right, we made it. We're gonna set up camp or look for some camping spots, and then we'll keep you up posted. Total, I got 7 miles to get over here from Thousand Island Lakes and 16 miles total. All right guys, so after scoping out the place, we decided there's too many mosquitoes here, so we're gonna go to Shadow Lake, see if we have any bad luck over there. Here comes the junction. Earlier, we came down from the left side. How's it going? Meadow or John Muir Trail. Get right over there. Let's go, Angus Meadow. For Shadow. Day number 3, we go home. Day number 3, we're about 4 miles away from the shuttle bus. Will pick us up and drop us off at our car. We're hiking along Shadow Lake. It's beautiful, especially the way the sun's coming through the lake, reflecting off. Truly beautiful. Well, very much like you guys. Have a good one, guys. Guys,
Hey, how are you?
fantastic. Okay guys, here it is. We're coming down from Shadow Lake. We started the high trail, right? So at this point right here, if you look, we came from the left just now, Shadow Lake, to my trail onto my right hand side is the river trail, which also takes you to the Thousand Island Lake, which I was showing you earlier in the video. So what happens is the high trail is you're going above the mountains over here, and you're riding the ridge over there, the mountain over there. River trail is you're going through in the middle of the two mountains over here, right in the middle. And then the Shadow Lake is through all the lakes down this way that can take you up to Thousand Island Lake. So yeah, that's something, maybe information that you need, but this is it. So high trail would be on the right hand side of us on the mountain over here. This is straight over through the middle of it between the two mountains, and left hand side would be, well, it'll take you up to the top of the ridge over here, then you can start climbing. So this is the direction, guys. But when you're coming, since we came down from Shadow Lake, we go straight ahead. All right, here comes another junction. We're less than a mile away from beginning of the Agnew Meadows Trail. And if you look, Red Meadow straight, Shadow Lake where we came from, and Agnew Meadow, you go left over here. Left, let's go. Right. That's where I didn't even know they had a parking lot over here. point. All right, if you guys came in on a shuttle, you still have to hike down this way. I'm going to show you right now, but the exit point where the Agnew Meadows River Trail starts at is right here. Just if you kind of park by yourself. So for us to get back to where the bus dropped us off at, or the shuttle, we go up this way. As you walk on the trails, there's another set of parking lot. We're in the PCTC right now. Alright, so there's 2 parking lots for over here. Alright, here we are. This end of our trail. We just came out that way. If you look over here, when we first started, we took the high trail this way, and then the shuttle dropped us off from over there, so we were hiking in from this side. So when we first started, we took the high trail this way, and now if you turn around, and this is the way we exit out. Quarter mile that way. Let's go. We're done. Hey guys. Let's go. That's it, huh? Alright, then you just come out over here, not even a quarter mile, and then you wait for the shuttle bus to get back and enjoy. How's it going, guys? Good. It was fantastic. I almost forgot. In total, I have 23 miles. A little bit over, but 23 miles. That's including me hiking in to go look for backpacking, where we can camp out at. You know, going back to go get the camera and this and that, but total, I got 23 miles. Alright guys. Boom! And the feeling that you get when you get to your car.